In this video, I'm going to give you 4 prompt and prompt strategies that you can use as a developer to get the AI to work really hard for you. Now, even if you're not a developer, I think you'll like this video. You can use these strategies no matter what you're doing. And just a quick note, do make sure that you like and subscribe. It means the world to us. Your comments and your likes, we read every single one. Okay, let's go. Number 4 is called the Q&A strategy prompt. This is where you get the AI to prompt you so that you can prompt the AI? It sounds weird, but check it out. I've got a small dashboard project here that is rapidly growing, and currently all of the files are just kind of in here together, right? There's this main app file, there's a DB file, there's a service file, there's a pug template here. It's like a junk drawer. So I'm gonna ask the AI to propose a folder structure for this project that's gonna help me organize this thing correctly. I'm also gonna mention my workspace when I do that, and this passes information about my current project along with this prompt. But instead of just stopping there, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna ask the AI to ask me some yes/no questions to help it provide a better recommendation. Okay, let's see what it's asking for here and answer each one of these. I'm just going to provide the question number and a simple answer to do that. So yes, we do want RESTful APIs. Yes for auth. No, not using microservices. Yeah, static files. Right, and I can just keep doing this. Now, notice at number 6, it starts to veer away from simple yes or no, and by number 10, it's just not even a yes or no question at all. But that's okay. This is the nature of AI. We'll just work with it and provide very short answers. And then we get a nice recommendation for how to structure this project. The magic of the Q&A prompt is that it helps you put all of the details in the prompt that you would have put there in the beginning if only you'd thought of them. So don't try and write the perfect prompt the first time. Use the Q&A strategy to help the model prompt you to give it the best prompt. Number 3 is called pros and cons, and you can probably guess where this is going. In programming, there's rarely a single right way to do anything, despite the blog post that you read last week telling you otherwise. I've implemented a bit of the model's suggestions on how to structure my project. Now, and you can see I've got here an API folder, views, DB, but for the DB connection class here, I've written the connection, but I'm not 100% sure if this is really the best way to do this for this app. So I'm gonna ask the model for suggestions on different ways I could implement this database connection logic. And I'm gonna ask it for the pros and cons of each suggestion. I'm also gonna mention the file directly so that the prompt sends the code that I want the model to review here. Okay, so let's see. The first recommendation is a singleton. Cons are that it can be inflexible with other data sources. Okay, I don't have other data sources. Number 2 is how I'm doing it right now. And the cons are, yikes, possible leaks. That sounds bad. Number 3 can lead to resource exhaustion. I don't know what that is, but it sounds really bad. Number 4 isn't really a new suggestion as much as just use async await in your current code, which is not a bad thing to do. And number 5 is ORM, which I'm not going to be using. Okay, so let's pick the singleton, and I'm going to ask it to rewrite this code in that pattern. And then I could just ask how I would use this in the app. Okay, so it looks like we just import it and then call the get instance and then query it. Nice, easy peasy. Remember, there's no one right way to do anything in programming, so use a pros and cons prompt and have the model give you several options so you can pick the best one for you. Hey folks, quick interruption, hope you don't mind. If you like the content in this video, make sure you subscribe to the GitHub Insider newsletter. We're gonna find tons more of this stuff every month delivered right to your inbox. Link in the video description. Go ahead and do that now. Back to the video. Number 2 is one of my favorites, and it's called Stepwise Chain of Thought. Chain of thought just means that you ask the model to break things up into steps and go one step at a time. For instance, this code file could stand to be refactored, cleaned up, but there's a lot of work to be done here, so let's ask the AI to help us refactor it. So we get back a kind of verbose response here. It is moving one step at a time, but it's trying to do the entire refactor in one shot. It's just too many changes for us to validate at one time. Let's try this again. So this time I'm gonna tell the AI to move one step at a time, but to wait for the keyword next before proceeding. This magic keyword is what's going to make the AI only do one thing at a time. first, it wants us to stop using var, which sure, fine. I'm not going to touch that yet because I want to refactor the DB connection variable itself. And if we do next here, it does that. Okay, perfect. And then we can click on the apply an editor button here, and it will try to merge the changes from what it suggested with what we currently have. And you do have to be careful when you do this. Check that everything is right. I mean, look here, it left this function out of the refactor entirely. So we need to fix that up. Now, sometimes when you do this, you'll want to ask questions about a particular step, get clarification. Like it wants me to add a vehicle interface here, but I'm thinking this would be better as a separate model class. So let me ask about that. Yeah, see, it kind of agrees with me. And you have to be careful about this because the AI will almost always agree with you if you insist that something is the right way to do something. But when you do that, you get out of the flow of waiting for next. So to fix that, I'm gonna go back into the chat and just delete that item from the history so that I can then proceed with next. Although apparently it refuses to move on until I make the vehicle parameter an object. Fine, I can take a hint. All right, number one, last one, it's called the role prompt. And this is where we're gonna depart from our vehicle dashboard and learn a new trick, literally. AIs love to be given a role to play in a conversation, and you can basically tell them what they're good at and then they're magically good at that thing. It's incredible. So I'm gonna ask the model to play the role of a teacher. I'm gonna tell it that they're excellent at making complex topics simple. And I like to learn by doing, so I'm gonna tell the AI that it's good at doing that too. And what are we gonna learn today, class? Regular expressions. And then I'm gonna combine this with the stepwise chain of thought prompt and tell it to go one step at a time and wait before moving on to the next concept. And if I get the answer wrong, I don't want it to just give me the right answer. I want it to nudge me in the right direction so that I can figure it out myself. Okay, here we go. All right. Looks like we're gonna learn the basics of regex. Let's see, match the word cat. You can match characters just by putting them in a sequence. Okay, so it's literally just cat. Yes, all right, let's see if I can do another. Match any 3-letter word that starts with C and ends with T, and the dot is used to match any single character. I guess that's just C.T. Holy crap, I'm an expert. Okay, one more, match cat or cot, but not cut. Use square brackets. So like this? Oh, I got that one wrong. I like how the model calls this a misunderstanding, like maybe this is both of our faults. Oh, I see. Brackets match individual characters. Okay, so if we put the A and the O in the brackets, yes. All right, I feel like a regex pro already. And you can use this to create custom curriculum to learn anything at all. AIs love to role play. Okay, so Q&A prompt, pros and cons, stepwise chain of thought, and the role prompt. Remember these prompts and work smarter and not harder with your AI. Working harder is the AI's job. See you in the next video, and as always, happy smart